Okay. I only have 19 minutes left on my chip, so I'm going to make this fast. See that? Sheldon Silver is the Harry Reid of New York. But he makes Harry look like the Pope. Okay? Now, we have the State Assembly and the State Senate, which are the governing houses, like the Congress and... yeah. This individual was younger than me when he became a State Assembly member. And 20 years after that, he became the State Assembly Speaker. And now, 20 years and change after that, after being in power for 40 years, he was ordered to surrender to the Manhattan Federal Courthouse. And as soon as the door opened at 9 o'clock in the morning, he had to walk in and surrender to the agents right there. Now, I came home from my first shift, and I saw an article on Facebook that said he was going to surrender today. It was a 9-hour-old article. And then I saw an article 20 minutes old that said he's in custody already. This individual, they have evidence dating back 15 years of bribery, kickbacks, misappropriating funds, trying to pass off tax, illegal money on tax forms. You're required to report all your income to the IRS, including illegal income. That's why they got Al Capone. He reported his illegal income to the IRS, but he tried to finagle it to be legal income, which is called money laundering. You have money obtained illegally, and you try to convince the government for the purpose of taxes that that money is made legally. Like you take a $50,000 bribe and you try to say, well, I'm a lawyer and I consulted a guy for $50,000. Something like that. He is 70 years old, and he's looking at not a minute less than 25 years in federal prison. Now, there are a lot of old people in prison. They were my age and committed a murder, and 70 years later they're in their hundreds. But they tend to be people that have been there for a long time. And they're what they call institutionalized. Have you ever seen Shawshank Redemption? An institutionalized man is a man that has been in prison longer than he's been out of prison. 50, 60, 70 years. They may be prison librarians. They may be prison hospital trustees. But whatever they are, they've been in prison for a long time, and they get along very well in prison. To them, being on the outside is scary. Now, Charles Manson. Charles Manson was my age when he went in for the major deal. But prior to that, Charles Manson had been out of prison for about 17 years. Between reform school, juvenile hall, mental institutions, county jails, state prisons, federal prisons. Charles Manson did about 17 years incarceration in some form or another. Then at age 32, he was caught, and he's been in prison now for 46 consecutive years. So that's about 63-ish years in prison. Charles Manson is not suffering. He gets along just fine. Prison is home. Now you have a guy who's 70 years old, and he goes from being a highly powerful political figure to asking a man my age for permission to go to the bathroom, for permission to go to sleep, for permission to use the phone. Because when you go to prison, you are only allowed to breathe without permission. When you go to prison, breathing is the only activity you can engage in without permission. You have to ask permission to use the bathroom. You have to ask permission to use the phone. You have to ask permission to leave your cell. You have to ask permission to see a visitor. You have to ask permission to mail a letter. You have to ask permission to eat. You cannot do anything in prison without permission, except breathe. So there is no way in hell that a 70-year-old man who has been in power for 4 decades is going to let a 30-year-old man tell him what to do every day for the next 25 years and be out of prison at age 95. He is going to rat. Now, all the Democrats in the state assembly are all saying how wonderful he is. Bill de Blasio called him a man of integrity. We love him. Best wishes. They are talking like that because they all did something in the back room, and they know goddamn well he doesn't want to go to jail. If I were them, I would get on the plane and get the fuck out of the country. Now, the federal area of Manhattan, you have a thing called Foley Square, which is a nice compound area. They have a couple of state court buildings. They have a federal criminal building and a federal appellate building. Ironically, the federal appellate building is where the SAFE Act is being decided now. And across the way where I went to jury duty is the federal criminal building. You have outside uniformed U.S. Marshals who sit in booths and do dog patrol. Inside you have suited U.S. Marshals who act as court security. When you go there, you are a speck on a wall. I, who has a criminal justice associate's degree, bachelor's degree, did an internship at a courthouse, and can walk in headquarters like I own the place, working for a police department. I almost shit my pants twice walking into that building. Now, Tom King from New York State Rifle Pistol Association said a long time ago, a judge there, could be 50 years ago, said the Second Amendment does not apply to New York State. Well, different judges come and go, so that could be changed now, you don't know. But as far as the criminal building is concerned, you do not want to go there. Dinesh D'Souza, the commentator, the political commentator, he gave his friends money and said, listen, this is my money, but give it to Wendy Long, the senatorial candidate, and pretend it's your money. Violated U.S. Campaign law. He's convicted. He's doing a halfway house where he goes to prison at night and he leaves prison in the morning. Michael Grimm, the Republican from Staten Island, illegal immigrants working at his restaurant, doing false tax returns at his restaurant. He's gone. This dude, Preet Bharara, Preeteen Bharara, also known as Preet Bharara. He was born in India, came here, became a federal prosecutor. He's the registered Democrat, and he who must not be named appointed him. Let me tell you, this motherfucker declared war on all New York politics. He declared war on every New York politician. All of them. And he wants Cuomo bad. And he makes no bones about it. And when this dude Silver surrendered, he literally came out to the podium and said, stay tuned. This motherfucker is going to open his mouth and talk. He's going to plead guilty to a couple of crimes. They'll drop the rest of the charges. He'll do 2 years in a country club. After he gets out of the country club, he'll wear an ankle monitor and be on supervision for the rest of his life, probably 10 years, whatever. But that's going to be in exchange for testimony. He's going to do the Henry Hill. He's going to do the Sammy the Bull. My mother's best friend, her godfather is Joe Valachi, the first mob rat, swear upon God. This guy's going to talk. He's going to talk. And all the politicians are shitting their pants. And they're all SAFE Act supporters. All the guys that supported the SAFE Act are all on the list. Cuomo, Silver, whole bunch of good. They had about 5 or 6 guys go down already. This dude does not want to have friends, this dude, Preet Bharara. And let me tell you, he's a scary ass motherfucker. Okay? I don't think he's a nice guy. But let me tell you something right now. I don't want him coming after me. I will tell you that shit right now. I do not want this dude, Preet Bharara, coming after me. Because this motherfucker don't play. Because when was the last time you saw a Democrat bring down other Democrats? Never. He is bringing down politicians who are friends with guys that appointed him and guys that oversee him, like Eric Holder and shit. Yes. Okay? So what's going to happen now is you're going to have a major fucking fallout in New York State. Is it going to get the SAFE Act repealed? We don't know yet. But a lot of the guys that supported the safe act are going to go to prison for a couple of years. Yeah. This dude's going to talk. Let me tell you, there's nothing scarier than walking into a federal courthouse and seeing in stone United States of America court. And then you go inside and you got a federal judge who's appointed by a president, and he's going to be there until he retires or until he drops dead. And there's a federal prosecutor appointed by a president who has a lifetime job. They both have lifetime jobs. And they say, you did this. You stole money. You embezzled. You took bribes. You cheated on your taxes. You did it. Because when they build a case against you, they got you cold. The federal government doesn't play fucking games. They don't charge you with a crime when they have no evidence. When a federal prosecutor says, yo, come down here, I want to talk to you. Yeah, you. I don't want you, man. I want to talk to you. Okay, you know something. He's got evidence on you. And when that federal prosecutor says, put your hands behind your back and don't move. Put your hands behind your back, don't make any sudden moves, and hold still. That is the end of your fucking life, my friends. That is the end of your life as you know it. There's only one thing you can do, and that's give everybody else up. Because when you're committing bribery, embezzlement, money laundering, all that blah, 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 blah bullshit, there's a lot of other guys involved. And what happens is, you're going to commit a fucking federal crime one day, and someone's going to be just as guilty as you, and they're going to get arrested first. And let me tell you, when the federal prosecutor says to that person, I'm asking the judge to give you 10 years because I have enough evidence to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that you took a $100,000 bribe, guess what? That guy's going to start talking. And your name is going to come out of his mouth so fucking bad. You watch. Sammy the Bull. Okay? Joe Valachi. Okay? These motherfuckers rat. If you think that your friend is going to go to federal prison for 25 years to protect your stupid fucking ass, boo.